Today you're going to learn about the simple things you need to be doing inside the gym to jump through the roof and run as fast as the wind blows. Let's get started. What's up guys, Coach MANdler here, Team Soul Patrol. I got an Ask MANdler question the other day from one RV Baller 47 wanting to know what does he have to do in order to jump higher and run faster for basketball. He's got basketball coming up in a week and wants to make sure he's dominating that ass instead of getting dominated on. And this is probably the most common question I receive from basketball players. So hold tight and I'm going to hook you up with a solid answer that will definitely point you in the right direction. Alright, so first off, let's figure out what you don't need to be doing in order to run faster and jump higher. How many times have you heard those guys that will sit there and tell you, hey man, all you got to do to jump higher is strap on them Jordans and do some calf raises. Listen bro, if you're trying to jump higher, dunk on bitches, everyone knows all you got to do is strengthen up them calves and do calf raises. That is fucking asinine. That will not get you anywhere, okay? And then there's the guys that will tell you all you need to do in order to run faster is throw on a bunch of damn parachutes, do some sprints while strapping on some ankle weights. Again, asinine. That's a recipe for getting your ass stomped out on the court. Don't do it. You're only going to embarrass yourself while doing them as well as on the court when it matters. Here's my thoughts on what you really need to be doing in order to be able to jump higher and run faster. Because at the end of the day, you're going to find, after I tell you these things, the things that you need to do inside the gym to accomplish both are actually very similar. Here's what I'm talking about. Look, I'm going to tighten you up with a solid sample routine that I would put an athlete through in order to increase their vertical jump and their linear speed. But first, let's really talk about what it takes and what mindset you need to have when trying to put together a plan that focuses on increasing those two types of adaptations you're going for. First and foremost, you have to look at the opposing forces that are preventing you from being able to jump higher and run faster. Let's first start with a vertical jump. The opposing force that is keeping your ass down is the same thing that's keeping us from falling off the fucking earth. Gravity. Gravity is your enemy when it comes to vertical jump. So naturally, we need to focus on counteracting that force by applying more force at greater rates into the ground. Now, when we're talking about increasing force application through the ground and increasing the rate at which we contract the muscles responsible for doing that, what does that mean? We need to increase maximal strength. So think of this, all right? At the end of the day, your vertical and even your linear speed development is going to be more of a function of force than anything else. So the same thing applies to linear speed. When you're running, okay, the more force you can apply into the ground through 1 foot, the more ground you're going to chew up. Linear speed, sprinting is, it's about 2 components. It's how much force you can apply into the ground and how quickly your turnover is. All right, so with that being said, stride length and stride frequency are the things you need to focus on. Stride length is going to be increased by better hip mobility and more force that you can apply into the ground. Okay, so both of those major aspects of what it takes to build a bigger vertical and build greater linear speed are directly affected by how strong you are. So naturally what we want to do is increase the amount of force we can apply through the ground. So moving forward, here's your very simplified, dumbed down game plan. Number 1, make sure you aren't falling for that stupid gimmicky shit that you see on all these commercials. Running with parachutes, with ankle weights, and doing calf raises while wearing Jordans isn't going to make you jump higher or run faster. It's going to make you spend money on stupid shit that doesn't work. The guys that use it are getting paid to do so and are just naturally gifted in their ability to jump higher and run faster. So don't fall for that shit. Use the stuff that works. What does work is this. Number one, make sure you have good, crisp, efficient mechanics when you're doing a vertical jump and a sprint so that you don't shit the bed and have to accept less than what you truly deserve. Two, increase the amount of force you can apply into the ground as well as how quickly you can produce that force. And also, since we're trying to dick slap the negative effects of gravity and how it pulls us so selfishly back down to earth when we're trying to jump through the roof, don't be afraid to drop a couple lbs. If you're a fat ass, drop some of that anchor weight. It will improve your ability to jump higher and run faster. And three, this one is worth repeating. Ditch the Jordans, the agility ladders, the parachutes, the ankle weights, and all that other stupid shit. It's no good, it's a waste of money, and it's going to lead you to get posterized. Don't use it, it's trash. Let's get started on this kick-ass routine. Try it out and let me know how it goes for you. Alright, so given the fact that you are an athlete and you want to obviously train like an athlete, the first thing we're going to do right after our dynamic warm-up is to make sure we have our core actively engaged before we get into the thick of shit with our strength training. Okay, so what we're doing here is some anti-rotation work with a Pallof Press and Pallof Squat complex. These anti-rotation exercises are great ways to really engage and strengthen the core so that you really maximize the activation of your external obliques. External obliques are going to be clutch for making sure your pelvis sits in a good power position. You don't have any anterior pelvic tilt, which a lot of guys do these days because they just sit on their ass all day. And not only that, with these Pallof squats, you're also going to kind of grease the groove and prep your nervous system for the movement pattern that you're going to be doing for that day. So great way to really engage the core, prevent any power leaks from shitting on the performance that you do have inside you, and to grease the groove for better strength training that we're going to be doing. And speaking of making sure we don't shit on our performance, the other thing we do right after that core activation work are going to be the priming sets. These are going to be the sets that you do, this plyometric, especially for you if you're trying to increase your vertical, to really get your body moving faster and more explosively so that you take what you can produce force-wise and produce it in greater rates. Like I said, it's not just producing more force. You want to do so in a manner that is far greater rate-wise than you have before. So increasing the amount of force you can apply into the ground by how quickly you can produce it means you're going to be one strong, scary, and explosive ass athlete. Now, as I mentioned, increased strength and force application to the ground is going to be clutch for increasing that vertical and linear speed. So what we're doing here is an anterior loaded squat variation, just a simple front squat. We're starting doing those 3 reps of pause squats. I throw those in because it will teach you to, number one, apply more force without relying on the stretch reflex. And 2, it assures that you're going to get the proper depth and won't be subconsciously cheating. Throw that in with 3 regular reps, done as fast and explosively as you can. You got yourself a recipe for success. Now, because you are an athlete, and given the fact that you're a lot of times going to be jumping off one leg and most assuredly running in a unilateral fashion, applying force into the ground with one leg at a time, you obviously want, after you do your core lift, to increase strength endurance in each leg individually, which is why a lot of times I'll throw in unilateral leg work with step-ups and different lunge variations to increase the strength and symmetry that you can achieve with those movements. All right, so increasing core maximal strength And unilateral strength is the beginning component of success for what you're trying to achieve by increasing your vert and your linear speed. And afterwards, it's just a matter of kind of fine-tuning. You want to increase the weak point strength of the posterior as well as anterior groups. Typically at the end, I stick with more strictly posterior work, and that's why I'm going to do this weighted back extensions and this stability ball curl. This is going to be as much for injury prevention as it is for enhanced performance, but nevertheless, fine-tuning exercises like this are a great way to enhance your body's ability to really create a lot of the strength and stability surrounding the joints so that you don't get all snapped up. And of course, just to appease you all, I got to plug in some calf raises. If you are going to do some calf raises, which I'll be honest, they play kind of a supporting role, but not a big role. The main event is going to be strength you develop in the muscles surrounding your hips. But if you're going to do calf raises, do them standing, do them high volume, and do them at the end. Hey dude, hopefully that video helped, you enjoyed it, and it brings some clarity into what you really need to be doing inside the gym to be able to jump through the roof and run as fast as grease lightning. I know it might not look like it. I'm just a kind of an average sized white dude with a little bit of muscle mass, but God's honest truth, if you follow these tips, I can assure you, you're going to fuck some dudes up on the court with your athletic abilities. I'm not sure about your handles and everything else, but just raw athletic ability, it will definitely benefit you if you follow these tips. Believe that. But in regards to that, if you are trying to build more strength and have it improve your ability to jump higher and run faster like we talked about, because remember, speed and the ability to jump higher is really nothing but a function of force development, and that's all about building maximal strength. And if you want to learn more about that and how you can quickly improve your numbers so that you can see improved performance on the court, then do yourself a favor right now and pick up a free copy of the top 21 lifting hacks of the pros that I put together for you by clicking on this button right here, or if you're on your cell phone or tablet, click on the first link that you see down in the description. When you do click on that, I'll take you to another page which shows you everything you're going to be getting with this compilation of free strength building modules, as well as what you need to do in order to allow me to email it directly to your inbox. Like I said, very valuable content here that will show you what it takes from a programming standpoint to build more of that force that will translate to a bigger vertical and faster linear speed. So if you want that, click there, and I'll take you to the other page which breaks it all down for you. And remember, if you did enjoy this video, make sure you click the like button, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any future content, and leave your Ask MANdler question below so that I can hook you up with a nice kick-ass Ask MANdler response. Appreciate your time, guys. Have a good one. MANdler